What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one. So, the World Boxing Association, President Gilberto Mendoza, are looking to make a move at 147 pounds. And we have a newly crowned unified WBA, IBF, Ring Magazine, welterweight unified world champion superstar boxer, Jaron Boots Ennis. Jaron Boots Ennis is 34 wins, no loss, no draw, 30 wins by way of knockout, 27 years of age. Jaron Boots Ennis just beat Amanda Stanionis, knocked out Amanda Stanionis to become the unified welterweight world champion. With that said, he has two mandatories, and the WBA is looking to enforce that he makes a decision quickly. So, Jaron Boots Ennis, if he can't secure a unification bout, is going to be stripped of his WBA belt. They're talking about His Excellency, Turki Al-Sheikh. He wants to make a fight between Jaron Ennis and two-division champion superstar boxer Teofimo Lopez in August. But that's not going to do it for the WBA. They're not interested. They're interested in Jaron Boots Ennis doing what he needs to do at 147 for their sanction body, right? Teofimo Lopez is the WBO 140-pound champion, and they don't care. They're not interested. So they're giving Jaron Boots Ennis an ultimatum. He has a mandatory in Shakram Gayasov, who is 17 wins, no losses, no draw, 10 wins by way of knockout. This has been his mandatory. He's 31 years old from Uzbekistan. And he's been Jaron Boots Ennis' mandatory. And we also have a newly crowned WBA welterweight regular champion as of 2 weeks in the form of former WBA junior welterweight world champion superstar boxer, now found newfound fame in Rolando Rolly Romero, who is 17 wins, 2 losses, no draw, 13 wins by way of knockout. Twice in his career, he was knocked out. So Rolly Romero shockingly beat Ryan Garcia, and the WBA out of nowhere made Rolly versus Ryan Garcia an interim title fight. For what? I have no clue. So now, Jaron Boots Ennis is in a pickle, because if he fights Teofimo, they're going to strip him, and he wants to be undisputed at 147 pounds. He needs another champion to cooperate, and one champion is not available and not looking to fight him, and that's the WBC welterweight champion, Mario Barrios, Mexican star welterweight world champion. Mario Barrios is getting ready to fight legendary 8th division world champion, iconic Filipino superstar boxer, who's making a comeback after 5 years in the form of Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. Okay, so Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios are going to fight July 19th, I believe it is. Okay, and so that's for the WBC title, and the WBC don't care. Okay, they're not interested in stripping him. So the only option he has is to fight a guy who's calling for the fight, and WBO welterweight undefeated world champion, star boxer on the verge of becoming a superstar, in Brian Norman Jr., who has 27 wins, no loss, no draw, 21 wins by way of knockout, 24 years of age. Brian Norman is going to fight June 19th against Jin Sasaki in Japan, who is 19 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. And this makes sense. Now it makes sense why Eddie Hearn is eager to get Brian Norman to sign off on this fight with Jaron Boots Ennis. Reason being is because he needs Jaron Boots Ennis to be in a situation where he's going to unify the belts, so that way the unification trumps the mandatory and it gives him a pass. But His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh wants the Teofimo Lopez fight, but that's not in favor of Jaron Ennis, who wants to be undisputed, as Matchroom CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn has already stated. He stated that, Jaron Boots Ennis wants to be undisputed at 147, and he's steadfast on doing so. Which means, guess what? They're going to have to give him that fight, right? Or, guess what? He going to get stripped of the WBA title, and they're going to make Rolando Rolly Romero versus Gaiasov, Shakram Gaiasov. So, for the vacant WBA title. That's the fight you'll see. They'll make Rolly Romero versus Shakram Gaiasov for the vacant WBA title to be the official Super WBA champion, and Jaron Ennis will be stripped of his belt. But if he could get a champion like Brian Norman on board to agree, that's why Eddie Hearn said he reached out and he's trying to get him to sign ASAP and agree to the fight. And Brian Norman is like, listen, June 19th, I got this fight. June 20th, I'll sign. Eddie Hearn needs him to do it ASAP before the WBA orders this fight and Jaron Ennis gets stripped. And Jaron Ennis, guess what? He ain't going to be happy about that. So let's see how that unfolds and plays out, man. But that's all I got for y'all. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. It's your boy Blue signing off. I'm gone. Peace.